Welcome back to my video series Fixing Man United for FM19. In this video I will assess the strengths and weaknesses of the Man United squad. We can then use that assessment to form the basis of our transfer policy this season and our tactical approach. I will also go into depth into the players United have in their first team, looking at personality, attributes and development potential. Again, that can only help shape our transfer decisions. We can also take a look at the under-23s coming through and any players out on loan who have a shot at making it into the first team in the years to come. So let's start off with our goalkeepers. We currently have 3 playable goalkeepers, one of which is injured for 2 to 3 months. By far, our best option is David De Gea. There's no reason why David De Gea should have to leave the club or be anything less than first choice at present. He's world class, I'm a big fan. It really is a no-brainer to keep him, and the only 2 things worth mentioning are that his contract runs out this season and that he's unsuitable to play as a sweeper keeper. With regards to his contract, he is happy to renew at the start of the save, and it can also be extended using the extension clause. I think triggering that now and renewing in January is the best decision for the club. As for the sweeper keeper aspect, if you want to play a high defensive line, and have him rushing out a lot, he isn't suitable. He's only got 8 rushing out. So there's an indication about how best to form an optimal tactic. You're not going to change your whole tactic just to play a sweeper keeper and get rid of De Gea. I'm not in the habit of selling the Lionel Messi of goalkeeping just so I can play a sweeper keeper. So I don't recommend that you do that either. That's it for De Gea. Verdict: keep. Next one is Sergio Romero. He's our second choice. He's injured and out for 2 to 3 months, but De Gea is likely to stay fit, and should De Gea ever get injured, Romero is a fine backup who can also play the odd cup game against weaker sides so that he doesn't moan about a lack of playing time, because they love to moan on FM. He's certainly good enough that we should be happy he doesn't play for another team in the Premier League. As he's only a backup, it's not worth talking about his attributes too much. They're decent across the board. He's definitely good enough for the Premier League, and I don't think it's worth crying about the fact his mentals are more appropriate for a Championship side. He's also got a nice personality, like David De Gea, which I didn't actually mention. We'll go back to look at that. Model citizen. That is the kind of guy you want in your team. Yeah, he's got a nice personality, so he's good to have around. His contract runs out in 3 years, and there's an option to extend. You can have a look at that here. Yep, trigger extension. 1 year extension. And he's on 70 grand a week, which is about right for a backup keeper, I suppose, at this level. So no problems here. Let's talk about the third option, Lee Grant. Lee Grant is definitely getting on a bit. At 35, he's no spring chicken. I suspect United brought him in this year from Stoke for 1.5 million, as you can see, to cover for Romero, who is injured. If you look at the under 23 options who could take Grant's place, you find they'll be better off going out on loan for their development. You've got hang on one sec. You've got Kieran O'Hara, Joel Pereira, Dean Henderson, out on loan already. They've already got that. These other guys, not really up to scratch, nor will they probably ever be up to scratch. Yeah, these two, they're not going to make it. But the next guy that's going to come in is going to be Dean Henderson. So when Lee Grant's contract runs out, I think we'll bring in Dean Henderson in as the third option, possibly in the long term, looking at him becoming the second option to De Gea. We'll see how he gets on. I suspect he won't really make it to the level of De Gea, but I don't see why you'd want to get rid of him while he's still developing. He's still young. So that's it for goalkeepers. The overall verdict for all three goalkeepers is keep them. As for Romero, he's, how old is he? He's 31. He's got a few more years left in him. I reckon just probably just run out his contract. Yeah, probably just run out his contract. There's no reason to renew it, and I'd probably take the extension. And yeah, that's it for goalkeepers. So if you like the video, like and subscribe. Give me money on Patreon when I create my account, and yeah, that's it.